With just a month until the New Hampshire primary, Nikki Haley is surging in the polls. Today, I'll look at how she's growing her support. Okay, well, we are getting to the time of year when the primary gets exciting. And right now, Nikki Haley is one of the very few candidates that we're seeing movement. We've seen a lot of candidates stay stagnant, but she's moving. So let's look at Real Clear Politics. Let's look at their New Hampshire poll. Back in July, we saw that DeSantis had the clear second place position. Then we moved forward to October. Haley rose to 13%. And then at the latest point in time, Haley is currently at 24.8%. Now, this is a combination of many polls, so we can see there's broad consensus among polling that Nikki Haley has had a rise here. So why is she rising? Well, first, the governor of the state endorsed her. We've seen Kim Reynolds endorse DeSantis in Iowa. Now, Chris Sununu endorsed Nikki Haley in New Hampshire. And even Henry McMaster has endorsed Trump in South Carolina. So right now, these three very important early states have split endorsements. New Hampshire went to Nikki Haley, and that seems to be helping her. Now, to learn more about Nikki Haley's surge, I want to look at one specific poll from the New Hampshire Institute of Politics. Let's take a look. Now, right here, we see the nominee preference. This is the results that everybody sees on the news. I wanted to point out one thing before we move on from this, and that is that Chris Christie has had slow but steady growth. Chris Christie is now polling at 12% in this poll. Now, I may be wrong here, and I can't speak for all voters, but I'm pretty confident that Christie voters will also resonate with Nikki Haley. If Chris Christie drops out of this race and endorses Haley, it could be a big boost for her in this state as she nears Trump. Now, moving on, I want to look specifically at Nikki Haley's numbers. Now, in New Hampshire polling on Nikki Haley, of Republican primary voters only, 59% had a favorable opinion of Nikki Haley. I want you to compare that to Ron DeSantis, 59%. Ron DeSantis is at 53%. So Nikki Haley is actually more popular among Republican primary voters. But really, Nikki's big strength extends beyond Republicans. Now, right here in this section of the poll, we can learn something about ideology. You see, those who identify as conservative have a 60% favorability of Nikki Haley. Moderates, that favorable rating goes up to 68%. Nikki Haley is persuasive and impactful with moderates and independents. This is a key group in New Hampshire. Actually, in this very poll, it polled on general election, Trump versus Biden, and in that ballot, it found that Biden won. Kennedy at 8%. So as we can see, there's a more moderate or even left-leaning demographic base in New Hampshire, and Nikki Haley really seems to be tapping into that. So, Nikki Haley has earned that coveted endorsement of the governor. She's rising in the polls, she's appealing to moderates. This is a good place to be a month before the primary. But Nikki Haley has a lot of work to do. First, she has to survive Iowa. She has to score high enough in that caucus that she's deemed viable going into New Hampshire. And then number two, Nikki Haley has to grow her support in New Hampshire if she wants to defeat Donald Trump. Nikki Haley is surging, but if she wants to win, she has more work to do. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss future content.